Okay, good evening to each and every single individual. Hopefully, all of us are doing exceptionally well. So, the purpose of this recording basically will be dealing with our VAT, which is VAT. This is financial accounting. So, first thing that we're supposed to understand is VAT. This VAT in which we're going to commence with. So, we're supposed to understand the concept of VAT. So, when we're referring to a VAT, which is value-added tax, value-added tax is an indirect tax that is imposed on the consumption of goods and services. So the government will levy it on the consumption of what? Of goods and services. Meaning when you buy certain items, they will have what? They will have VAT. Items such as white bread. We know that the prices of white bread and also the prices of what? Of brown bread is different. White bread price is always higher than the brown bread. So the reason in which the price of white bread is higher than the one of brown bread is because the fact that white bread is taxed, it has VAT. Hence, it is expensive to purchase it. And then, as you already know, our VAT rate in South Africa is 15%. So, we have two types of registration for VAT. Not all businesses can charge VAT. You cannot just wake up right now and say that I want to charge VAT and decide to go and charge it. But then rather, there's a registration in which you're supposed to follow. So these are the instances in which you can register for VAT, meaning you can register to become a VAT vendor. Subsequently, when you register for VAT, we are going to call you a VAT vendor. VAT vendor is someone who's registered and can charge VAT. So these are the two types of registration. The first one that we have is a mandatory or compulsory registration. So if you have an enterprise annual sales or your annual turnover exceed 1 million, right? You will be required to charge, pardon me there, you will be required to register for VAT. Or to be required to register as a VAT vendor. That one is mandatory, compulsory, whether you like it or not. But then you as a business owner, if ever your annual turnover exceed 1 million rand, you will have to register for VAT, whether you like it or not. That one is mandatory. You don't have a choice. Then the second type of registration that we have there, we call it voluntary registration. In terms of with regards to voluntary registration, it just depends on you as a vet vendor. So voluntary registration, okay, if ever your annual turnover is more than 50,000 rand, that's the keyword. It's more than 50,000 rand, but less than 1 million rand. Meaning you as a business, you can register for VAT. It's voluntary. Meaning you can register for VAT if ever you want to. But then one of the advantages of registering for VAT is that the input VAT in which you're going to pay to a supplier simply means that you will redeem it. You will redeem it or get a refund. So let us look at our types of VAT. The first one that we have there is what? The standard rated. These are the key terms in which you're supposed to know. We have standard rated. What is meant by standard rated? It simply means that VAT of 15% is charged. So if you ever see an item and then they say that it's standard rated, just know that that product is charged VAT. An example of products that we have there are what? White bread, stationery, and etc. And then secondly, let us look at our zero rated. With regards to our zero rated, simply means that VAT is charged, but then our VAT is charged at a 0%. That's the keyword. VAT is charged, but then our VAT is charged at the rate of 0%. And an example of our products, we have residential accommodation, our financial services, such as what? Such as and also your school fees. Yes, a school fees either is you are doing tertiary, private schools and so forth. Simply means that it will be zero rated. Simply means that VAT is charged, but then VAT is charged at the rate of 0%. And then secondly, we have exempt supplies. With regards to the exempt supplies, it simply means that no VAT is charged. meaning these products, no VAT is charged. An example of exempt products. Apologies there, guys. I think I made a serious issue with the guys are so rated. An example of a zero rated products are brown bread, maize meal, fruits and vegetables, dried beans, and also some of exported goods. Apologies there. And then that I think that example that I said it was with regards to our exempt. So exempt are residential accommodation, financial services, and school fees. Apologies there. And then secondly, we have what? We have to know the difference between your input VAT and also your output VAT. Because remember that you'll be dealing with your leisure accounts. Now dealing with your leisure accounts or dealing with the VAT control account, whereby you have to calculate your VAT payable or receivable from SARS. So what is meant by your VAT input? So our VAT input basically, this is the VAT in which the business pays when it acquires its product from suppliers or other businesses. So if ever our business, we decided to buy products from other businesses, either our supplier and so forth, they simply mean that we are going to pay an input VAT. So an input VAT, I just want you guys to associate it with your purchases. So when you see your purchases, either cash or credit, it doesn't matter, but then associate them with what? With input VAT. And also you have your what? You also have our output VAT. So with regards to our output VAT, this is the VAT in which the business charged on its products when we sell them to our customers. So immediately when we sell our products, simply means that we are going to charge them VAT. So that VAT in which will be imposed to customers, we call it output VAT. So your output VAT is based on sales. And then these are the keywords that I want us to look at. VAT inclusive. If you ever say that something is VAT inclusive, just know that you are going to use a rate of 115%. And then you have a VAT exclusive. A VAT exclusive simply means that it's 100% there. And last but not least, you have your VAT. Your VAT is 15%. And then the formula, one of the reasons in which I wrote those formulas there, you're going to use them either to calculate your VAT exclusive amounts. There is a situation whereby they tell you that calculate your VAT exclusive amount, calculate your VAT inclusive amount, and calculate your VAT amount. So it will depend on the examiner or the question. And then the formula that I want you to use when you calculate either of those things is this one. Amount multiplied by what I want over what I have. That's the formula that you'll always be looking at. Amount multiplied by what I want over what I have. So let's make an example then and see that our VAT amount is equivalent to 500. And then we have to calculate our VAT exclusive and also our VAT inclusive amount. Let's start with calculation of our VAT inclusive. You say your 500 multiply by what you want. What are you looking for? You are looking for your VAT inclusive. And then you know that your VAT inclusive is 115. Therefore, we'll say 500 times 115 divided by what you have. What do you have? You have your VAT as 15%. Then you'll divide by 15. And then you'll get your answer as 3,833,333. And then let's say that you have to calculate a VAT exclusive. VAT exclusive, you still use the very same formula. Amount multiplied by what I want over what I have. Meaning we'll say our amount, which amounts to 500, multiplied by what I want. What am I looking for? 100, and then I'll divide by 15. And then 100 divided by 15, in which you'll get 3,333 there. That's your answer. And then let us look at our second example. In our second example, let's just say that they told us that our VAT exclusive is equivalent to 100 Rand. And then they say that calculate your VAT and VAT inclusive amount. So they give us a VAT exclusive. So let's start with a VAT amount. We'll say amount. What is the amount that they provided us with? It's 100 Rand. With 100 Rand multiply by what I want. What am I looking for? I'm looking for my VAT. And then I know that my VAT is 50 divided by what I have. What do I have? I have my VAT exclusive, which is 100. and then you'll get your 15. Also with the VAT inclusive, you'll do the very same thing. Amount multiplied by what I want over what I have, in which you'll get your answer as 115. And then lastly, let us look at our third example, or last example, whereby they told us that a very inclusive amount is equivalent to 200,000 rand. And then they say that we should calculate our VAT and VAT exclusive amount. Your formula, let's start with our VAT. You use your formula amount multiplied by what I want. What is the amount that they provided you with? It's 200,000. Therefore, we say 200,000 rand multiplied by what I want. What am I looking for? I'm looking for my VAT, meaning multiplied by 15 divided by what I have, which is 115. And then we get your answer is 26,086,957. And then with regards to VAT exclusive, we'll also do the very same thing. Amount. What is the amount that they provided you with? 200,000. Multiply by what I want over what I have. Meaning multiply by 100 over 115, in which you get your answer there. And then that is your last example there. So the purpose of us doing those examples was just to emphasize on our calculation. Because in most cases, they will want you to calculate these values. So that is our last question, that is our last question, and then we'll end here. So let us take a quick recap. We dealt with our VAT. We said that our VAT is an indirect tax in which is imposed on the consumption of goods and services, not exclusively based on goods, but then also services. We said that we have two types of registration, compulsory and voluntary. And then we dealt with our what? With different types of we dealt also with our types of VAT. Not types of VAT, but then your supplies, which is your what? Standard rated, zero rated, and lastly, your exempt. And then we said that you should also know the significant difference between input and output VAT. And lastly, know the keywords, which is input VAT, output VAT, and lastly, your VAT. So these basic items are paramount in you excelling with the topics. So for the day, we'll end here. And then hopefully this video will serve as an asset to you guys. Thank you.